Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good week, the first full week after the Chagim, and I hope that you will have a wonderful Shabbos as well. We continue to daven for the stability, safety, protection for all those in Israel, and davening as well for the return of every last remaining hostage to return to Israel for proper Jewish burial and for closure and consolation for their families. This week is Parshas Noach, and we have the great story, of course, of the flood. God warning that a flood will come, the destruction of the world, Noach and his family's emergence out of the ark, the story of the raven and the dove. But after all of that, the Torah has almost as a postscript to the flood, a very strange, we could say, and somewhat mysterious story regarding Noach and his sons. The Torah describes that at some point, years after the flood, Noach had planted a vineyard, he had produced wine, and then Vayesht Menayayin Vayishkar, Noach drank the wine and became drunk. Vayiskal Besoch Ahalo, and he found himself uncovered, naked in his tent. Not 100% sure what happened, but clearly some state of disrespect, of being in an undignified position. And then what happens? Vayar Cham, Aser Vasaviv. Noach's son Cham comes in and he sees literally the nakedness of his father. And instead of covering him up, instead of protecting his dignity, Vayaged Lishnei Chavachutz, and he runs to tell his two brothers outside, and he seems to want to let them know, to point out the state of disrespect of being undignified, to uh, uh, point it out, to revel in it, to mock their father, to tear him down as the leader of the clan. But instead, the two sons, Shem and Yafes, do not follow Cham's lead. And Shem, as a leader, Vayikach Es Hasimla, they take a garment, they cover him up, they walk backwards to protect his dignity, and they restore the honor of the father. Noach wakes up, and it is from this moment that humanity diverges. The first son, Cham, who disrespected him, who tore away his human dignity, is cursed. Yefes is blessed, and the son who led the restoration of the father's honor, Shem, he is chosen to be Baruch Hashem Elokei Shem. Blessed is the God of Shem, and is through Shem the Jewish people, Abraham and the Jewish people will emerge. What is this story about? There are actually so many deep issues and lessons here, but just to focus on one. Ham saw his father in a state, in a moment where either he had sinned, he had lost his dignity, he had lost the holiness inside of him, and Ham, seeing that, grabbed it and he said, "Look at our father. Look at who he is. He is not some great tzaddik. He has the most lustful and base desires within him. He can fall to the most undignified state. We have to get rid of him." And it is not surprising that Ham reacted in that way, because Ham grew up in Noach's household, and this is why the story is a counterbalance to the story of the flood. In Noach's household, the world was divided into the good and the bad, the righteous and the evil. Noach said, "We are the holy kernel, and everyone else are the rejected ones, are the wicked ones. Everyone else are the ones destined for destruction, who do not enjoy God's love or protection, so to speak." It was a world that was black and white. You are either righteous or you are wicked. And so when Ham saw his father in such a state, he reacted, "Look who he is. He does not belong in the holy group. Kick him out. He's part of those people who should have been destroyed." And when the other sons, Shem and Yafes, in particular Shem, saw his father, he had the exact opposite reaction. They saw Noach and they realized that, yes, Noach maybe erred, maybe he sinned, maybe he fell for a moment, but they realized that this was not the true Noach. The true Noach was a tzaddik, and every person, even when they err, even when they sin, deserve to have their human dignity protected. And they said, "No, we will not judge our father by his worst moment. This is a temporary fall from which he can stand back up. We will judge Noach by his true character, by his highest points." And when Noach woke up and he realized this, he himself understood that he had learned something. Noach himself realized They had been seeing the world in black and white and righteous and wicked, and he realized, but I myself am not perfect. I myself sometimes make mistakes. I myself sometimes fall. And he thanked Shem for teaching him that the world is not black and white, and human beings are not black and white. And even the greatest, most righteous individuals can make mistakes and even sin. And while there are extremes, sometimes our enemies who seek to destroy the Jewish people, seek to destroy Torah morality, are beyond the pale, but everyone within our community, we should seek to see them in the most positive light. We should seek to include them. We should want to understand them, visualize them, define them by their best moments and not their worst moments. And it was that important realization, that insight that Shem had after the flood, realizing, yes, we destroyed the world, but there's enough of destruction. We no longer want to destroy people, to tear people down, to exclude people, to cancel people, other than our most serious enemies who seek our destruction, whether physically or spiritually. Everyone else, we will try to see the good in them, to raise the good in them, to help them live up to the best that is inside of them. That is what Shem taught Noach and taught the whole family. And it's because of that, Shem will be the progenitor of Abraham and the Jewish people. We all try to follow in the footsteps of Shem, and we try to see the best in people, and we try not to define people in black and white absolute terms. We all make mistakes. Even Noach made a mistake. We all sin. We all have our imperfections that we would not want people to see us in that moment and define us by that moment. Similarly, even if there are people who make mistakes, who sin, who have certain imperfections, we should try not to see them by those moments. We should focus on the good in them. We should lift up the good in them. And if we do so, we will be the source of blessing in the world, the source of more people finding Hashem, the source of more people proclaiming Baruch Hashem, Elokei Shem, blessed is the God of Shem, the God who teaches such an approach to life. And may we all be amongst his students. Good Shabbos, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.